right, he's my favorite pastor of family ministries. He's your favorite pastor of family ministries, Jason Lowe!
The only pastor of family ministries of the church, but that is okay. And personally, now I'm happy with it. I like the title. I got to come up with the title. We had a few different titles in play. That was one of them. Grand Poobah was another. That's a little Flintstones reference right there. I went into some reference books, you know, the books in the library that you can't check out, but they expect you to read them there. And we came up with Rear Admiral. Apparently that's a thing, but the Rear Admiral, believe it or not, is the big kahuna, okay, the top guy. So I tried to convince Joe he was going to be the Rear Admiral. He refused. And I'm like, hey, if you're not taking that title, I want it. We settled with Family Life Pastor. Not bad. Not bad. But it's no Rear Admiral, am I right? No Rear Admiral. What makes that better, the Rear or the Admiral, or the combination? I think it's a combo. Well, enough talking about admirals and rears. Good morning. Thank you for coming. Let's go ahead and pray, because after that, you're going to need it. Am I right? Yeah. I'm on the am I right kick. I don't know what happened there. So, who has a prayer request for me? Well, what I mean for God, I'm just going to listen right now. I really have no power. But if I were the Rear Admiral, I would. All right, so let's go ahead and pray for... Yes, sir. Yeah, that's school is an issue. Yes, we will pray for issues at school. We will pray for the school, my school. We have some friends traveling in a couple weeks to come see us. We have a birthday girl that is hijacking my family and spending all my money from our Dave Ramsey Entertainment Fund envelope. That's what's happening. And Jacob and I are going to be home eating ramen noodles. At dinner hours? Yep. Oh, yeah. We even talked about going to Orlando for the weekend ourselves and going to the food trucks. So we're going to pray for travel, school problems, Jacob and I being alone. A lot of stuff can happen. Father God, we thank you for today. We thank you for all that you do. We thank you for your son and what he did on the cross, Lord. And we just thank you for the fact that we can come here, we can worship you, we can worship at our home. We can just worship without being persecuted, Lord. We just pray that you continue to bless us, allow us to be examples in the community, Lord, and just guide us during our next step. And then we pray. Amen. I love it. I get the reverse rapture going on. I close my eyes, I open them, and there is Miss Shirley. Boom. It's like a magic trick. Better when David Copperfield, jacked up the Statue of Liberty. So speaking of very powerful people such as David Copperfield, we are talking about a very strong guy in the Bible today. Yes? Samson. You know what? I wanted to act it out, but I couldn't find anybody with long hair that was willing to let me tie them up. Okay, actually, I just couldn't find anybody with long hair. And I didn't think about it. What if I just find a woman and have them play Samson? But is that allowed in a Baptist church? I don't know. We had a rope on the dining room table. And right before we left, Jacob says, so are we doing this or not? We did not. We did not. Because I just didn't have someone with long hair. But the story of Samson is a good one. It's about, just like all the other stories in the Bible, trusting in God, being faithful, and don't always trust women. What? No. I'll let you go ahead and watch the little video and read the little story and figure out what's going on. Chuck, do we have the video ready to go? Oh, and we do. We do.
Stories of the Bible. Samson and Delilah. This is Philistines came to Delilah. So Delilah said to Samson, please tell me what makes you so strong and what would it take to tie you up securely? Samson replied, if I were tied up with 7 new bowstrings that have not yet been dropped, I would become as weak as anyone else.
You ain't here.
So the Philistine rulers brought Delilah 7 new bowstrings.
Oh, crap.
And she tied Samson up with them.
See?
She cried out, Samson, the Philistines have come to capture you. But Samson...
Let me at him.
So the secret of his strength was not discovered.
Hey, wait a minute.
Afterward, Delilah said to him, you've been making fun of me and telling me lies. Now please tell me how you can be tied up securely.
All right.
Samson replied, if I were tied up with brand new ropes that had never been used, I would become as weak as anyone else.
Let me try.
So Delilah took new ropes and tied him up with them.
See?
Oh no!
And again Delilah cried out, Samson, the Philistines have come to capture you.
What? Where? Let me at him.
But again Samson snapped the ropes from his arms.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Then Delilah said, you've been making fun of me and telling me lies. Now tell me, how can you be tied up securely?
All right, I'll tell you.
Samson replied, if you were to weave the 7 braids of my hair into the fabric on your loom and tighten it with a loom shuttle, I would become as weak as anyone else.
Now we got him.
So while he slept, Delilah wove the 7 braids of his hair into the fabric. Again she cried out, Samson, the Philistines have come to capture you.
Let me at him.
But Samson woke up and yanked his hair away from the loom and the fabric.
You gotta be kidding me.
Then Delilah pouted, how can you tell me I love you when you don't share your secrets with me?
Come on.
Finally, Samson shared his secret with her. My hair has never been cut, for I was dedicated to God as a Nazirite from birth. If my head were shaved, my strength would leave me, and I would become as weak as anyone else.
Well, that's it.
Thank you.
Delilah realized he had finally told her the truth,
Hey, you.
so she sent for the Philistine rulers. Come back one more time, she said, for he has finally told me his secret. So the Philistine rulers returned.
Oh, Samson,
Delilah lulled Samson to sleep. And then she called in a man to shave off the 7 locks of his hair. Samson's strength left him. Then she cried out, "Samson, the Philistines have